YouTube family, welcome back. Today's video is going to be an introduction or a pilot video to another series. I have so many playlists on my channel. It's actually quite sickening. But it's so many different ideas, so many different things to expect. But this one I'm just going to title Warzone Ideas. Now these are it's almost similar to what the other series I have called Twitter Feed. It's almost equivalent to that, except instead of being inspired by somebody on Twitter, these are self-inspired or within my close circle type inspired. And today's topic of the video is Last Stand. And for those new people who may not know about Warzone, Last Stand is what you go into when you get downed by an opponent in Warzone, right? And right now, the only thing you can do right now is just self-revive. Just self-res, right? And me and my friend were in the middle of a Warzone game, and he got downed, of course, or whatever. And then he was just like, man, if I could do something while on the ground to stop somebody from thirsting and pushing, it would be great. Now, of course, that's like a rage thing. But then to me, as he's raging and saying that, to me, I'm like, hold on a minute. Last Stand was introduced into the Call of Duty scene, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it introduced itself into the scene during Zombies in World at War, when you could still shoot your pistol, the base pistol, down, right? But the most iconic Last Stand scene is, of course, Modern Warfare 2 campaign, when you throw a knife, the guy that's about to kill Captain Price, I can't remember his name, but that's like the most iconic. That's when you think of Last Stand, you think of that. And they used to have Last Stand in the game, in Modern Warfare multiplayer, as a perk. Modern Warfare 2, I believe. Might have been 2 and the first one. But if they incorporated Last Stand instead of just being downed, if they incorporated Last Stand into Warzone, would that change the dynamic of the game? Would it be a such thing as pushing a downed opponent in Warzone? Because yes, you can, a lot of people now, they get, when you get downed in Warzone now, you're pretty much going to get thirsted. And you're pretty much going to get thirsted by somebody who's well out of your range. Well out of your range of fire, and you're in their range of fire. So it makes it, it makes it hard to even do anything. But if Warzone incorporated a pistol, say for instance you just had the pistol, same pistol that you start Warzone with, the 1911, say you pull that out on Last Stand, now it's a different dynamic that gets added to Warzone now. Because now if you get down, and I know a lot of you have probably been in this, first of all, if you played Warzone, you've definitely been in this situation. When you get down and then your teammates run over to support you while you're down, and they break the shield or limit the guy's health to such a low tenure that the guy knows he's about to die, so then he just immediately looks at you and thirsts you and sends you to the gulag. Now imagine in that scenario that you can counter that by having your 1911 with a clip, 8, 9, maybe 10 bullets max. And when he gets his shield broken, he comes over to thirst you, you one tap him, team wipe, get rest, continue on to play. I personally think that would be a phenomenal thing to Warzone to add, just to give us people who get down, or when you get down, a sense of life. Because self-revives are annoying. Self-revives are very annoying. Strictly because you basically have to kill a person twice. If it was up to me, I think that Self-revive should be limited. You shouldn't be able to buy a self-revive. Put it that way. You shouldn't be able to buy a self-revive. You should be able to get it out of a gold box, or, have them around the same way that you had Dead Silence and Stopping Power, even though now Dead Silence is around a lot. But Stopping Power, how rare it comes up, I think that would bring a more even skill base or pace to Warzone, because if you're in quads and you have to down 4 people who all have self-revives, you basically have to fight against 8 people. And the same with you. But I think self-revives, since we already have last stand, quote unquote, if you add a gun to a last stand, then you can remove self-revive, because they're equivalently the same thing. You can damage somebody with your clip. Have about a bullet count and then about 2 clips. And you can possibly down somebody, damage somebody, being a nuisance to somebody that causes them to take their direction, their eyesight or their attention off of a teammate that you have pushing, and bring more life to someone else. They draw their attention to you as the down guy, your teammate runs up, kill him, boom. And it's something to think about. It's really, really something to think about. Now, of course, instead of just implementing it in Call of Duty, I think that some of the developers and people who are in charge of that committee should put it in limited time mode. Put it in limited time mode. The same way you do with Rebirth and Resurgence and all of that. Try a mode of Warzone that doesn't involve self-revives. It involves last stand, and see how people enjoy it, because it could bring a sense of, I don't know exactly the exact word of what it could bring, but it could make Warzone different. Now, I know some people out there are going to watch this video if this video gains steam, and they'll look at it and they'll be like, hey, that's a stupid idea. While others will sit there and look at it and be like, that actually could be something different. But that's the whole point, is to have an open discussion with you. And this series is actually going to be, it's going to be quite frequent, or as frequent, because these are videos that I don't have to bug my editor to edit. Now, of course, I could edit and make it I can send it to him to make it pop and even better. But he has so much on his plate right now that I need to find something to continue to get content out there to try to grow the brand and grow the channel. And this is a way to do it, is just literally just sit here and talk to you, the viewers, about ideas that they can add to Warzone, or any other game for that matter that I use, without being in the ranting form that it was earlier in the channel. More of just a regular talk. But yes, if they removed self-revives and added last stand, it's almost as even as it could be, because it's just like, yes, when you down somebody, you don't have to worry about them getting up. So you, as the attackers, don't have to worry, okay, he might self-revive, got to keep an eye on him, or a knowledge point, a note that he could possibly get up. Meanwhile, for the people who are on the receiving end of the attack, they can look at it and use it as, okay, he has last stand. If I can flush this enemy out of his cover over here, can you take the shot on him? Now, of course, for people like us, console players and controller players and quote unquote, I would call it casual players, it wouldn't really turn out as elite as it can be as someone who's using PC, or somebody who's a COD sweat, somebody who plays COD all the time. They would be able to get some epic clips of them team wiping a team or being clutch, especially in the final circle with last stand. The same way the some of those things are out where somebody self revives and does something crazy in a final circle and wins with a gas mask. Imagine that, but Last Stand where somebody hits a 50-meter or more one shot pistol kill because their team broke shield or he broke shield while he was down. That would be epic. That would be epic. But that will conclude episode 1 of Warzone improvements. Leave your comments in the comment section about other things that you want to talk about, but I will continue to give ideas and post ideas as they come to my brain and just share them with you guys. But until next time, it's Chris Jones is signing out.